Good day, fellas. I hope you're ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with almighty SMV CC-67. The last time we played with this vehicle, long time ago, it was back in 2022 September, so we need to refresh our knowledge with this tank, right? Also, remember you can rate the tanks in the index page yourself by logging in via our gaming API, and currently we have over 105,000 ratings as well in the index page, which I am very happy about, and hopefully we can keep it up, and hopefully in the end of the 2024 we can have 250,000 or 200,000, right? So if you want to be part of the index page, you can do that. So, all in all, SMV, by the way, weird stuff. I like this tank more than Vipera. Let's begin from that, because the gun handling of this vehicle, for me at least, it felt quite a bit more reliable, if I can say so. And I just enjoy the gun of this tank a bit more. Obviously, where the armor goes, armor is debatable, and armor is definitely not as good as Vipera armor is. Especially this tank has problems against the higher tiers. Obviously, if you are playing against the tier 7s and tier 6s, then it feels very good, and then you are chilling and you are enjoying yourself to the maximum, and I believe that makes sense. Overall, all Italian tanks are relatively, well, I'm speaking about the tank destroyers, from the tier 7, they are all kind of the same. Go in front and make pressure and try to make enemies to regret their life choices type of vehicle, right? And you definitely can play hold down, you can try to slap enemies and make them to regret their life choices, which is absolutely glorious, but in the same time it's not very reliable against the higher tier tanks, right? And I definitely need to highlight this. Meanwhile, we are just enjoying ourselves here, we are sitting hold down, and we are hoping that enemies will take one for the team. Also, one more thing to say, this tank is definitely not your typical auto-reloader tank that you go in front and you burst everyone without any questions asked. The tank looks completely differently. The tank is more likely you are having the typical reload mechanics, but once in a while your gun needs cooling, right? I think this is very important thing to highlight about this tank, because this is not a typical autoloader, okay? I really want to highlight this. And when we have this out of the way, let's try to make this beautiful, magnificent tank work, which is going to be quite a challenge, at least I think so. Now, I want to get involved here. I want to make as much pressure as I physically and possibly can without getting slapped in the face by the enemies. And let's try to do that. Beautiful shot in the ass. Very nice. This is what I want to see. Meanwhile, this mother trucker said what you said to me, and I'm saying this is what I said to you. And now Patriot is thinking, but are you for sure? You think this way? And I'm saying, yes, sir, I do. Beautiful. 1.2 thousand damage burst in 14 seconds. This might not feel that impressive, but that works fine, and it's quite hard to predict whenever this vehicle is on the reload. At least this is what I think myself, fellas. For me, it is kind of hard to predict, because some people are going 300 IQ gameplay, right? Some people are shooting twice, and after that they are going on the reload. And then until you will realize that someone is already reloading, the guy already reloaded, you know? And then it is a bit of the different situation and different performance and different overall vibe. Anyways, beautiful so far. It is a good start. 2.6 thousand damage, 700 assisting damage. That's nice. One more thing what I really want to highlight about this vehicle is that it is not a sniper schnitzel tank. Yes, it is definitely better than Vipera without any doubt in my head, right? But in the same time, I would never ever call this tank a sniper schnitzel, okay? This is not the tank created for that. And even though, yes, you can hit some shots from the longer range and everything, it is not a sniper schnitzel as a tank. It doesn't work this way, right? So you still want to be somewhere nearby and you want to lurk around the enemy forces somewhere close, you know? That's what you need to do. And look at this. In this situation, fellas, we are doing a bloody heavy lifting, okay? We are playing this game great. We are doing a great stuff. Also, this is the correct gun to use in this tank, on this tank, in my opinion, right? There is always alternative option, which is 320 alpha damage, but I think 400 alpha damage gun just simply hits a bit differently and it's just better. Plus, on top of that, you have those beautiful hit rounds for 300 millimeters of penetration, which is absolutely glorious and it is amazing, at least in my opinion. So that is important thing to say. Meanwhile, we found the Mr. Borat. Borat is screaming, Borat is running, Borat is complaining, Borat is saying, please let me live. And I'm saying, not today, my man, not today. I'm sorry, I cannot allow you to do that. Beautiful opening game and beautiful highlight of the things. That's very nice. Also, if I could choose matchmaking, I would choose matchmaking against the tier 10s just to show how this tank feels against the tier 10s, and tier 10s are feeling significantly harder to play against because that bit of the armor which you have, you kind of do not have it, if that makes sense, right? It just feels this way. Anyways, beautiful start, 4,000 damage, 1,000 assisting damage, very, very solid performance, first by the damage and first by experience. Plus, on top of that, we made a bit of the credits because we still have holiday ops boosters running whenever I'm recording the video. And by the way, just for a future, fellas, you will see this holiday atmosphere because I need to pre-make like 15 videos or so ahead because I'm going for vacations, right? And I do not want to keep you hanging without your daily dose of skill, at least on the YouTube, right? So keep this in mind. Let's go, round number 2. You know, sometimes I feel like my father is working in Wargaming. I want to get a tier 10 matchmaking. Here you go, son, don't worry, I have you covered. You can show how this tank feels against the tier 10s and you can have a great time. You see, fellas, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes all we need to do, we need to ask and we are going to get what we are looking for or what we want to see. And here you go, we are playing against the tier 10s on the Ensk. Now, this is not going to be as simple as a game as a previous one. This is going to be significantly harder and this is going to be significantly more complicated. That's for sure, I can promise you that, right? So we need to be smart. Now, in this situation, we do not really want to get involved to the maximum, even though we are a super heavy tier 8 tank, right? We do not want to get involved to that extent and we do not really want to say, oh yeah, we are going to make a hardcore pressure. We do not want to do that. We want to be a bit smarter and we want to punish enemies for their mistakes instead of getting punished ourselves. Yes, the armor sometimes can treat you well and even tanks like 263 won't penetrate you. But you cannot rely on that, right? If that makes sense, fellas. You cannot purely rely on that your armor is awesome and you are going to be able to be to slap everyone left, right, and center. You do not want to do that. You are not looking for that. You just want to be smart where the decisions goes. Also, my goal in this type of situation is just to keep this gentleman tracked. Believe me or not. Skill, why would you say something like this? You see, our guys are attacking this side without any questions asked, and that's completely fine. And we want to keep this guy locked in place, at least for now. Also, what we need to keep in mind, that our base is in danger, but it's completely fine. We are not complaining about this too much. The next target for us is going to be the Centurion. Why so? Because I think Centurion is just the easiest tank to farm in this situation and we can have a very nice trades over there. Unfortunately, the gun doesn't treat us that well as I would love to, but it doesn't change the fact it's treating us good enough to eliminate this gentleman from the game, right? This is exactly what we are looking for. Nice, beautiful, very, very good. Meanwhile, object. How are you doing this fine day? Slapping object in the face as well. Great. We are definitely winning this side. I believe I do not need to highlight this. We are gaming here. The next tank we are going to approach is going to be this Udes, and we are just making as much pressure as we physically and possibly can in this situation. We are not stopping, we are just saying choo-choo mother truckers, and we are making pressure, right? Udes is running for his life, so I will take my time to look towards the Arta and slap Arta in the face, which is okay. Arta took one for the team. We can definitely eliminate him from the game, great. And now hopefully we can get one more clip somewhere, although it's still debatable. Do you see the difference between the tier 10 battle and the tier 8 battle? We needed to be significantly more patient here. We needed to think twice more than against the tier 8s, and our pressure was definitely limited. And that was with a winning team, right? Obviously, we can discuss about this, that I could make a bit of pressure earlier, and you are correct about this. I definitely could, but I didn't, right? That being said, there is a big difference with this tank whenever you are top tier and whenever you are playing against the tier 10s. In other words, whenever you are playing with this vehicle, you want to be top tier all the time, and you want to say, holy bananas, please give me a top tier matchmaking. That's what we need to do, right? Anyways, score-wise, 1,500 damage is not great, but that's what we have. We are 5th by experience, and we are like 7th place by the damage, which is okay. I got what I deserve, and we made a bit of the profits as well. Nice. Let's hope the next game is going to be against the tier 6s. Is it too much to ask? Let's see. Clearly too much to ask. Glacier standard battle. Okay, we are going to play somewhere in the middle because this tank has semi-rotatable turret and we have a bit of the gun depression, so we can do this. And in the same time, I do not want to snipe with this vehicle because this tank is not created for this. And you saw how the sniping went against the tier 10s, you know? Could be definitely significantly better. Also, please, keep this in mind that against the higher tiers, you can always load the gold and you can always punish enemies in this way, right? So, at least you have penetration to work with, and I think this is absolutely glorious and this is absolutely amazing, you know? Having penetration is a good thing. So, what to do here? Now, Mr. Glacier is considering to peek here, and we are going to go for a blind shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that well. Now the situation is looking a bit differently. Skill, what do you mean by saying that? The main reason why the the situation is looking a bit different because enemies have a heal, and that's brutal for us. We lost a lot of hit points right there, and plus on top of that, enemies have Artas, so that is a bit of the complicated stuff. Plus on top of that, they have a tier 9 over there, and you know that tier 9 is not that big of the issue as this Glacier over there is. And now we are struggling. Now we are feeling strangled to the maximum, and yeah, as you can see, I cannot do anything about that, you know? And probably this game is over already, which is quite sad thing, but there is nothing what I can do about that. So this is the situation whenever we are overestimating our powers, right? And whenever the things are not going that well as I would love to. I understand that Glacier is sitting in that position over there. Believe me, I am very, very well aware of that. But in this case scenario, I just need to be a brave mother trucker, and I need to try to survive, and Arta got us. There is nothing what I can change there. Enemies took the hill. That is absolutely amazing thing. I made a decision to relocate from this position, and yep, everything went into a bit of the poo-poo hole, which is a bit disappointing, to be completely honest with you, but it happens. There is nothing what we can change about this, and we need to accept this fate, right? better luck next time. Let's see the score and we will go for a fourth game, because I'm a bit disappointed how this game went and how everything was looking like. So fourth game it is. Okay, fellas. Yeah, games like this are happening as well, and there is nothing what we can do about this. 1.2 thousand assisting damage, 0 damage, like flat out 0. They're sitting in the last spot and being happy about this. And plus on top of that, we even lost credits. Sometimes it happens, fellas, and nothing what you can do about this. Accept it. Better luck next time. So far, our performance with this tank is quite sad, honestly. 1.8 thousand damage, 700 assisting damage, but it happens. You know, sometimes session can say no. And better luck next time. Let's go for a fourth game and let's try to fix it a bit. Okay, fellas, last but not least, Pearl River Standard Battle. Let's hope for the best, and this time we are going to fight against the heavy tanks. I think that is fair enough attitude to simply go and make a hardcore pressure to the heavy line, and hopefully the things will go well. So far I do not really like that we have couple of the Patton tanks and enemies have none, but you know, we are hoping for the best and we are thinking, okay, we are going to be fine. This is just a bit of the drawback. It can be definitely worse than this, right? That's what we are thinking. Meanwhile, we have plenty of the forces going into this side. So with the amount of the forces which we have going here, I have a feeling that we should win the heavy line without bigger problems whatsoever. Patton is shooting in the air. That looks interesting, and I don't see the PP raised up, so that basically means this Patton might be a bit special one. I'm not entirely sure, but I hear he is a submarine, he is a submarine, he is a yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, you know. That's what I am talking about, and that's fun, you know. That's fine. That is World of Tanks for you, and this is the Patton gamers, and that's completely fine, fellas. I do not complain about this. For me, it is absolutely fun, and it is you know, shits and giggles, if I can say so, right? That's how I look into all of this. Meanwhile, even though we had a lot of forces playing here, I do not really like how the things are looking like. What do I mean by saying this is, once again, we have a lot of forces playing here, that's completely fine, but enemy team, I have a feeling they are significantly stronger than our team is. That being said, I have a feeling that we need to simply say good night and have a good one. As you can see, this Patton is hunting the bloody seagulls. I'm telling you, fellas, this Patton is hunting the seagulls. He's he's enjoying himself to the maximum. Fellas, I can promise you that he has so much fun in this game. It is unbelievable how much of the fun he actually has now. Ay, World of Tanks, beautiful. Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what kind of tank we would play in this type of situation. The end game result would still be the same, right? So, in the best case scenario, we can get a full clip here, right? And we can hope and we can pray that our team would help us to slap this cow. Other than that, fellas, this is kind of a game over, if you know what I mean. And I would love to say something else, but there is nothing else to say, fellas. Those are the games in the World of Tanks, right? Whenever you see the situation going this way, you know that, yeah, unfortunately, but there is nothing else what you can change about this. And that is okay, you know, we are just fighting for our butt, we are fighting for our last amount of the hit points, and we are trying to do our best. And we are going to be completely fine with all of this. Maybe we can still get one more shot. Unfortunately, I missed it. And as a last tank survivor, we are going to raise our gun and we are going to say, okay, the video is going in this way, fine, fair enough, just let me die like this. So yeah, unfortunate. Not the strongest session from this tank. I definitely expected a bit more, but it is how it is. I believe next time, whenever we are going to play with this vehicle, the performance will be a bit better. The biggest highlight of this video is that we need to play aggressively with this tank, you know? And if it happened to be that you just do not have a team, you just do not have team. Accept it, appreciate it, and have a great time with it, you know? Just laugh and have a great time. Yeah, that's World of Tanks for you. What can I say? Anyways, thank you very much for watching, fellas. I hope you had a blast and I hope you enjoyed yourself. The average performance of the tank is kind of sad, but sometimes it happens, you know, and sometimes you just simply cannot do anything with it, and sometimes you just need to accept your responsibility and say better luck next time. Anyways, love you with all my heart. Thank you very much for watching. I hope the Patton made you laugh as much as he made me laugh as well, and see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we will definitely have stronger session. Thank you very much for everything and see you soon. Skill is out. Peace.